And here we go. We have the last stream before the arrival of Christmas, I guess. And for that reason, I have this on my head. And it will be helpful to keep my head warm as well. Given, as you have seen multiple times, I don't have that many hair. But anyways, here we are again for the usual weekly stream where we work towards creating a easy to replicate infrastructure that will take some time to build, because starting from scratch and without the proper knowledge, we need to build everything, not only the infrastructure itself. And things are going well. I want to actually say that we are, as far as I'm concerned, we are further than I would have expected. And that's great. So we will continue today as usual. And as usual, we go through our daily notes for the last stream, where I have added the usual introduction with the graph. And not only I added the graph, but I split the older version of the graph, given that it was starting to become big, first of all, but mostly because it was related to different topics in a way. So one is related to Terraform and Proxmox, and then the next section is related to Fedora CoreOS. And further into the future, I guess we will have multiple different graphs for different topics. So definitely we need to create today's notes. That is a stream dedicated to one thing, and then maybe I will show you something cool that I've seen recently. Before starting the one thing, I wanted to actually show that the previous configurations that we implemented for Zincati was successful, so that is going to be a nice thing. So as you can see in here, this is the version of the VM, the version of the installed version of Fedora CoreOS in the VM we created in the last stream, and there is this issue that we will look into during this stream. And you can see that the version is 43.2025.11.20. And if we go and check the version of the image, is always 43, 2025, 10/24, which based on the build I expect is the date in is it ISO format? I think. Anyways, year, month, and day format. So the Zincati configuration that was correctly applied was also, I want to say, correctly functioning, as the VM received right away the information of the presence of a possible update or upgrade, I would say, for the operating system. But Zincati did not do anything about it because, and as usual, I forget to do things, maybe. No, I didn't. I'm getting better at it. Anyways, I was saying that Zincati did not do anything until it was time to do it, as configured. Now we need to understand properly how to install packages on Fedora CoreOS using systemd units. And that's going to be a little bit tricky, I would say. This is a specification of butane. This was related to systemd. This as well is related to systemd, but anyways, I think I can close these pages right now and move in here. So this was the way to install NetBuild, that is the project that I wanted to use for the VPN to access my own cluster from wherever I am. Therefore, I needed to install the client, and this is the easiest way, it seems. But at the same time, I am doing something wrong with the unit I created, because this unit fails and it doesn't work. Now, netbuild.service may be the actual name of the product I'm trying to install, so I will definitely be changing that. And here we have it. Netbuild, let's say, install.service. I don't think this is the reason why it's not working. So I will maybe try to check in the documentation for machine, system configuration, OS updates, major changes. Let's switch to OCI updates, C groups, V1 support disabled, Pogman v5.0, system console changing to platform specific defaults, Pogman v4.0 moving to IP tables, NFT. Okay. Troubleshooting tutorial, prerequisite for tutorial, enabling auto login and custom host name, starting a service on first boot, SSH access, and starting containers, launching a user level systemd unit on boot. So both this and starting a service on first boot may be interesting. Testing Fedora CoreOS updates, okay. Reference pages, project documentation, migration notes. Okay. Launching a user level systemd unit on boot. Okay, complete all the steps described in the initial setup page before starting this tutorial. That's okay. I think we went through everything. So in this tutorial we will set up a user level systemd unit for an unprivileged user. There are times when it's helpful to launch user level systemd unit without having to log in. For example, you may wish to launch a container that provides a network service or run an HPC job. For this setup, we will add the following to a butane config. Okay, we create a user, we add an example service, user sleep infinity, and we also change the mode, it seems. Oh, there is a target and a link. This is odd, but this unit is not enabled. Okay. Yes, this is okay. Testing. If I want to put the instance, that's okay. Can then verify that the unit has been started on the sleeper system, the user instance. Yeah, so the thing is, it is trying to start the unit on boot in my case. It is similar maybe to this. Here we go. Okay, so in this tutorial we will run a script on the first boot via a systemd service. That's what I wanted to do, technically speaking. We will add the wait a minute. Core was present. I just wanted to check quickly that I may not be cool. Yeah, cool exists. It was wget that was not present here. That's for sure. That's good to know. Okay, we will run a script on the first boot via a systemd service. We will add the following to the butane config from the previous scenario. Add a script. Okay. And configure a systemd service to run the script on first boot. Let's write a small script that uses icanhazip.com to create an issue file to display as a pre-login message on the console and store it in public-ipv4.sh. This is only an example to show how you can run a service on boot. This could be useful in cloud environments where you might have a different public and private addresses. Okay, we will store the script into no problem. So before systemd user section service, once network-online target, after network-online target, condition path exists. Okay. Type one shot. Let me check if it's similar to mine. Yes. Exec this stuff. exec start post. Carry main after exit wanted by multi-user target. End of file. Yeah, maybe I will eventually do a similar thing and create a dedicated file for each systemd unit, especially for NetBird that will be present for basically all the VMs that are going to be created. So I don't mind that, but we are still in the testing phase. So maybe we have these two that needs to be added. So instead of network online target, as well as once network dash online dot target, because I need to be connected to the internet. So network was just the start of, I guess, of network manager, and then we have space and this, and if I remember correctly, the one shot allowed multiple exec start, but I can also modify it into exec start post, as it won't be an issue in this case. And maybe this is more than enough. Oh wait, enable true is not inside the unit. Is part of the, it's something that I said before. Anyways, this is part of this issue gen. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Content service override exec start in my unit, exec start. Add new exec start with minus prefix to ignore failure. Contents local, and the file is set. I'm curious about this section. Public IP. The system needs to use a pager when printing information. Export systemd underscore pager equal cat, and this file. So we can now create a butane config that will include the script and system unit file contents by picking up the local public -ipv4.sh and issue gen public -ipv4.service, and the service calls the public -ipv4.sh files using local file references. The final butane config stored in service.pu will be this, and this is the hostname, this is the systemd pager.sh, and this is a drop-in that I don't clearly understand what it does. that's okay. Yeah, local file include is not an issue. Okay, but the systemd part would be much better. Testing. And the service shows it was launched successfully. Loaded, active, exited. It was a one shot and all the operations. So it may be that I was pretty close last time. Let's see. Because as you have seen from the title of the stream, I don't plan to work only on NetBird. I would like to troubleshoot the installation of NetBird and then move forward to the next steps. And that may require some work. Definitely one thing I will need to figure out is the configuration of NetBird as well, but it seems that I can work on it within the unit, and then I will need to do something similar to this for OpenWRT. So anyways, let's try as usual. We need to first go, let me see, documents, FCOS, tests, because that's where we are currently, and nothing. I can just recover the butane command where we have router.bu and output router.ign, and then the scp command where we move this in here. We go back to Z as we need to modify this, and then we move to I will be moving the Terraform stuff. Terraform cluster Terraform, as I don't like that path, to be honest. And now we go Terraform plan minus alt FCOS cloud. Perfect. And then we will apply. And we will see that this disappears and that reappears. And this is broken, as it doesn't exist anymore, but it's not an issue. There we have it, not tagged yet, there the tag appeared. It would be nice to be able to customize the color of the tag as well from the Terraform configuration file, to be honest. But anyways, let's see if we see an error right away. Starting, and it didn't break. It didn't break. Ooh. It didn't break there, but it didn't work in here. So, let's see. Oh, interesting. So it worked, but it didn't. So let's see. This code is based on administered contribution by, that's for sure, and this is all that's doing. Okay, it's trying. It's trying to do things. But this is very okay. RPM, thank you, because I was starting to get a little bit scared. Okay, perfect. What? Okay, interesting. So it did manage to, but it didn't pipe it to SH. Status equals 6 not configured. This is really interesting. So this is the I want to say the installation script for netbuild. So we fixed part of the issue, I want to say the biggest part in my opinion, but now we have a different issue, because and it is the issue we had the last time, that for some reason it's trying to use pipe and SH as hosts. It's not using pipe as it should be used. And there was a SIG pipe thing we looked into in the last stream that I honestly have yet to review, so I'm not certain if it was useless or not. But let me think. So the issue is that curl is trying to use pipe and sh as a host. But if I try to use curl directly with this script or any other script, it doesn't do that. Maybe it's an issue of the exec start that doesn't allow pipes, or it may be an issue of curl for some reason. Definitely here the error is on curl. So let me think. Let me check first. Not in here. Yeah. Man fuel. And nope. This is ignored. And pipe. Okay. There is something minus F for the HTTP protocol family. Emulate a filled-in form. The content from from standard input instead of a file by using a single dash as file name. This goes for both at and minor construct. I don't think it's called minor in this case, but when standard input is used, the content is buffered in memory first by curl to determine its size and allow a possible resend. Defining a parse data from a named non-regular file, such as a named pipe or similar. Named pipe and pipe are different things. limit rate. Okay, warning. Try all errors. Return any error. This option is used with minus retry or dash dash. This option is the sledgehammer of retrying. For server compatibility, curl attempts retry failed flaky transfers as close as possible, double space. But yeah, it's okay. To how they were started, but this is not possible with redirected input or output. For example, before retrying, it removes output data from a failed partial transfer that was written to an output file. However, this is not true of data redirected using a pipe or file redirection to file, which are not reset. I strongly suggest you do not parse or record output via redirect in combination with this option, since you may receive duplicate data. That's nice. Okay. System the exec start commands with pipe. No, okay. So this is seemingly something that's correct. I will not read through everything, but it doesn't seem to be something that, yes. Someone can help me and currently run on MX player as a system service. Okay, exec start is not a command line entered on a shell. Pipes are not supported. Oh, look at this. You could try wrapping the whole thing in a bash in a shell -c. This is interesting. So was this something? Yeah, this is the issue. So exec start does not allow full shell, but you can invoke a shell explicitly. So pipe, no, pipe is not what's gonna be. Okay. This section describes common parsing and variable and specifies substitutions for exec start pre, and exec start post, exec reload, exec stop post, and exec condition options. Multiple command lines may be specified by using the relevant setting multiple times. Each command line is unquoted using the rules described in quoting section in systemd syntax. The first item becomes the command to execute, and the subsequent items are arguments. That's the issue. The syntax is inspired by shell syntax, but only the meta characters and expansions described in the following paragraphs are understood, and the expansion of variables is different. Specifically, redirection using minor, double minor, I guess, I don't know, major, double major. I will look up how to name these. Wait, weren't they something like angled brackets? Feel free to tell me in case. pipes using the pipe symbol or vertical line, I guess. Running programs in the background using and other elements of shell syntax are not supported. That's the issue. And we found the issue and we found the solution, because as we find the issue, we find also the solution right away, and that is to wrap everything in a shell. So let me see, this was saying /bin/shell -c. So /bin/sh -command, and this is the command. And that seems to be it. I expect that by going through everything once again, this, and this, when the installation completes, I think that the installation of the VM and the operating system and the configuration of the operating system, it will start and NetBuild will be installed. That's my expectation, and it will take very little time to be confirmed or not. Okay. And instead, that's not really what I expected. So let's see. -u. Okay. This means that we did something that is correct, but at the same time that is not correct. Boot system is configured to be read-only. Deploy and transactionally in place with bootable container images. The bootc project currently uses OS3 containers as a backend to support a model of bootable container images. Once installed, whether directly via bootc install executed as part of a container or via another mechanism such as an OS installer tool, further updates can be pulled and bootc upgrade. Okay. It seems I will need to look into this error a little bit more in depth, because so first of all, I think that if I go, first of all, let me go man, and this was systemd service, man system service. Yes, so if I search for this, I need to escape it. Yep, there we go. And this is the issue that I fixed. Now we need to fix the other issues. So let's take some notes. So first thing first. The issues. The system, the unit had a couple of issues. One, it was configured to start too early. Changes were to changes were to nope. Why? That's odd. Okay, I guess. And if I do this, go figure. I will try to figure out that as well. In the unit section. This change ensures that this unit starts after the connection to the internet is secured, and it wants connectivity to be able to start. 2. Yeah, let me take a note in here. Because it's needed. And why is it needed? Simple. We figured this out from the documentation of Fedora CoreOS. It is somewhere in here. Or is it? There it is. So this was the one, if I recall correctly. Runtime system, there it is. And this is the one that gave me the understanding. Exec start as well as other as well as others do not support the redirection in any way or form. Not directly, at least. Therefore, nope. What? That's a new one. Maybe like this. As I said, that's a new one, but it's okay. I will figure it out in another moment. Maybe not. There it is. Oh, maybe I understood. It's because I didn't how to explain it. I don't remember the correct words, but basically it was in the same section as this phrase, not in its own section, so it was freaking out. And so correct. But the big issue is even though everything above was fixed, the installation did not complete successfully. And in this case I still needed to figure it out. So there we go. Again we have this issue. It's okay. Now I know how to fix it, and this is not it, but it is from the console. There we go. The error is this one. Not only that, but I need to retrieve also this. So let's quote this. As per my page of system 3 man system d.service thank you. We quote this section. I don't like it so close, so that's good enough for the time being. Now we need to try to understand this and try to understand this error means, searching for this error, because I honestly don't know how to go around it. Let me move here. And let's see what can be done. Nope, not all of a sudden, in my case. Maybe I needed to be more vague, I guess. Packages on Fedora CoreOS using a system reload. For dedicated workloads with OS3. Okay. Maybe there is a way to do what I want. Hello world unit, yeah. Type forking, key mode none, on start on failure. Podman pool, yeah, Podman, yeah. Testing new instance, I don't care about Podman. RPM-OS3 tool. Play with ignition file. Let us learn how to handle system changes starting with RPM packages installation and learn how package installs are handled in Fedora CoreOS. And indeed, if we try to launch the yum command not found error, we get the same result with DNF. Instead, the utility managing packages in this kind of architecture must wrap RPM-based packages management on top of an atomic file system management library. Every package change must be committed to the file system. We already mentioned the RPM-OS3 tool before. Let's use it to apply a persistent change to the base operating system image and install the builda package. Okay, so what do you do? RPM OS3 status. Let's try these kind of steps, but with what I care about. And I hate it. Is it possible? White mode. Annoying. Okay, so RPM OS3 status. Okay, I have automatic updates, but it's okay. Now let's install builda. Install, and can I do search? Let us help. There is DB. Must query the RPM database. There is an install. There is a search. Okay. Maybe it's easier, maybe it's more difficult. Search map. Not looking good. Oh, wait. NetBeer client. I don't know why we have 3 of them, but it's there. And I can install. So what if I reboot? Let's see what happens. Come on. Okay. And one shot, so I think NetBird is not there. Let's start, but NetBird is not there. So instead of using that method, that is of course mentioned here, we will be using hmm, hmm, I'm curious. I'm curious, I'm curious, I'm curious. So what happens is that I guess I can reuse the same unit, but with a different command, so with rpm os3 instead, I guess. Because if I go this way, rpm os3 install sudo and netbird, see, error fade, add sub keys for var cache netbird repo to what's going on? Base override, refresh, reload, reset, status, install, create, yes, overlay, deploy, compose, clean up, cancel, apply live. Why? This is here, PMDB. So if I search for this, maybe I get some clue. Yeah, something like this. thank you that the issue was fixed, but look at this. Our system like Fedora Silver Blue. Yes, packages are available by default. The install script will try to start the service without knowing that method hasn't been layered yet, subsequently failing on these two lines. Triage needed on November 16, something is ongoing, I guess. It's an open issue with triage needed. Sounds good. At the same time, let's go back in here. So what they do is install, check the status to see the difference, install something else, and the status to check the difference. So the systemctl reboot. Yeah, but in my case I don't get to install because there is an issue with the key. Okay. Let me see. Fedora CoreOS add key add subkey to rpm gp. As discussed in the Bugzilla, please that rpm6 calling rpm keyring add key on subkey can cause an error. Okay, which Okay, this seems to be exactly what my issue is. Okay, so we can try to do this step as was suggested. Okay, we have this, and again, straight upgrade check. For the time being, it's a test. I need to understand things, so let's go for it. Oh, sudo, of course. Come on. Huh. CoreOS. I don't think this is the one that I really know. Yes, CoreOS installed version. I want the version of Core. Oh wait, you name. Unsay. That's a good question. Where do I find the version of? I don't think there is an LSB release or something. Check version. I guess. Cut this issue. This issue. Nope. And cut etc. Oh wait. RPM straight status. Maybe here. Yeah, it's a version that should be upgraded. Digest, okay. And yeah, okay, but if I reboot manually, will it system, yeah, reboot, that's it. It is different from a reboot simply. It's annoying sometimes to not be able to do exactly what I want, but we will get there. Not the latest version yet. How do I force it? Think update now. Sudo I think update now. It seems that it will not be an issue. Let me write a note to manually implement ready to ship update of the OS command is this. Yeah, that's fading, but that's okay. And now we can try again rpm s3 install netbird as usual. So I'm way too used to be the root to use, and now it's working. Interesting. Very interesting. But it's okay. I think it may be the what is it called? The script that downloaded things, and now this is sudo system ctl reboot. So how do we do what I want to do? Because the automated configuration cannot really be done, and I don't think I could create a quick and dirty script, I guess. But needs login. Yeah, so we understood how to do things. Now let's try again doing it in the way in which we want to do things. It would seem that this way for the installation of netbird is not the correct one. More to use rpm OS 3 instead. So now in here, instead of using this command, we can change it to rpm OS 3 install netbird, and this instead needs to be deleted because it will not be useful and it cannot be managed. Let me check one thing before I actually go into apply things. System status netbird preset. This is what, but here it's enabled, so it's correct. And I don't need to enable it, but at the same time I may need it. But this is for the installation. Then I could force the reboot But how do I configure it? I would need to create a quick and dirty script that checks if netbird was installed and then performs the necessary steps. So basically 2 units, one for the install, one for the config. I don't know if it makes sense. I can try anyways. But not now. First we try one thing, then we try the next. Wait, not good enough. I forgot. So this is not needed now. 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 Perfect. Okay. Now we're okay. Perfect. It's doing its thing. It's doing what it should be doing. So the installation process seems to be alright. Maybe I needed to better configure RPM OS3 in that, so I need to maybe edit it doesn't seem to be incorrect, so if I go systemctl status netbird install failed. Packages not found. What the fuck? Why? Here. RPM OS3. I think the repo is not there, so I first needed to embed the repo. Search netbird. Yep, that's the issue. And it first worked previously because because the previous unit configured the repo. Okay, so that's not too much of an issue, because what I can do in a quick and dirty way is this, first of all. Okay, and I just add another file basically, and that's more than enough, I think, but we can check on the netbird documentation in this case, because what I need to do is something like this. Netbird, import the file, add the repo. Wait a minute. So, create the repository. add the repo. Seems fair. And the DNF install. In my case, how do I add the repo? Because I don't have DNF. The script worked. Maybe I just need, let me check. How do I check? I can check by doing something like this. Tests.message plus test.sh, and we got to search for DNF. Okay, so FCOS and full packet manager. RPM was 3. So it should work. It should be supported, given that this is available. But for some reason it's not really. -y install net.ui. Add repo. This is stuff that I will focus on after this. And RPM repo. Thank you. And it's simply that, nothing else. So it seems that I just add the repo as written in here to sim repo.xml key. So I can do this, because in this case I will not write it manually, to be honest. And I can add a simple file in here, and then I will clean up the thing at another time. And it's etc. Yum.repos.d. To be honest, I could name it anything else. Contents. Line. Yeah, nothing strange. I don't remember if I can. Actually, let me check. Z multiple line that. Add support, something like this. What was it? Yes. Use Alt, Command, up, down to copy your cursor. You can also Alt click to place a multi-cursor in a specific spot. Alt Control. Let me check. So, like this, and I like it. I will not use tabs because if I recall correctly. Okay, so Alt Shift to select multiple things. That's great. And I just need to check if that's the correct thing. So let me quickly move here and some etc human-d, and that's exactly what I have done here. So that's good enough. So the ramp is there. In this case, I would say we are good to go for the next test. Let's see. Yes. Apply. Not this, but this. And it's creating. Let's see what happens this time. Strange that it didn't work with the. Strange that it didn't work with the script because RPM OS 3 is present in the script. So there seemed to be maybe something wrong, not working, I'm not sure. Okay, not the latest version, but that's okay. So again, system ctl status, not the service failed again. Oh, jeebus. This is an annoying error because it doesn't permit the automated nature of the process, and this seems to be an issue in just this case, but not exactly. And the current workaround is to remove that key and move on to the next step, which is kind of annoying. So what can I do about it? I could write a really ugly bash script that checks for the presence of that key, and destroys it, because if I go into lessons, what was it, var, oh, who remembers, oh no, I have it in here, probably, there it is, var cache, and there it is. So if I go in this cell, and if I go and and then I go into sudo, where is it? There it is. And I run this. It works. Such an annoying thing. Okay, so as we were saying, let's write a really stupid script that I guess runs that once, deletes the key and runs it again. And then I guess systemctl boot as well. So a really ugly thing, I would say. And file method install.sh, and we go with shebang, yeah. I can read. Shebang, what was it? Use no. User behind, I don't remember. Yeah, wait a minute. Let's go for bin bash for the time being. And we should simply write the various command that we need. Sudo rpm come on, that is this thing. Then there should be this thing. And then again this thing. Because I think the first triggers the creation of this file. And then the second one actually works, something like that. Now, and sudo systemctl output. That seems to be ugly, to be honest. And we locate it where? Var home core, I guess. So basically what we are saying is that another file, another day. This path. Var core home for core and the name of the file. It is an ugly thing, but that's okay. Not the install.sh, and the content of the file will be contents, and it will be local the name of the file. Not my mistake. Install.sh, and we go like this, and we go okay. We didn't finish in here because I need to change this to use, instead of this command, we go to var for home for net the install.sh. Ctrl S, and we can once again try. So this is an ugly way to do things, just to be clear, and it's just a test. I truly hope I will not need to do this like this in a similar stupid way. I don't like it, but what can I say? And someone in chat, so if you feel like talking, there is a chat. Let's see. This should be broken, and the VM is about to start again. Come on, there we go. And failed. This time it failed miserably. System status this. Failed to add step exec spawning. Permission denied. Oh wait, that's me being silly. So what I need to do is give it the correct mode, and that goes in here. Mode 0755, I guess is the correct one for an executable. And yeah, I need to fix these two eventually, but it will be okay for the time being. Let's just implement this quick fix and let's see if it actually works. I don't like this solution, but if it's a solution, if it fixes the problem, it's good enough for for the time being. And it seems that this is the issue also for the other this is probably the issue why the script for Netbird is not working, given it has the support for RPM OS 3. Failed again. It seems that there is some other issue. Systemctl status. We're back to the failing part. New process exit code. Exactly. Why? What's going on? It's there. Did I write something wrong? pwd var home core netbird-install.sh, able to locate. So this is being done before the file is created, I guess. Let me check if I can see it. 41, no, 43. Should be there. No, wait. 41. Something tells me that's after. So I need to move it at a different time entirely. And so the message 41, 43. Message not like this. Sorry. So if I search for Netbird in here, there it is. Writing unit, processing unit, setting enabled. Setting. Okay. Where do I put it? After something. Or maybe I can put the D file itself in a different place. I'm confused. Not too confused, but hmm. So this is the one, maybe? Or is it? Because if I go again inside here, plus 43. And here we are 41. Okay, let's do an even uglier thing, I guess. If what is minus z, a file exists, bash file exists, bash, yeah, if minus f, if not minus f, then I should loop around that, or I can sleep for a while. Sleep for 10 seconds, something like that. Ugly stuff, but what can I say? If no, it will not trigger if it is inside this. Oh, Jesus. It will not trigger if it is inside the script. Oh. So there is an issue for sure, and the issue is that there is an issue on Fedora CoreOS in this case, because this script has a support for RPM OS 3, but we have this issue, and for some reason it didn't try to use RPM OS 3 previously, so maybe there is more than one issue. This included, and now this is not triggered because this file is not found. This file is not found. That is the most ludicrous thing ever, given the file is there. And I said it's probably an issue of timing. Because there it is. So if I do sudo ./net so So this script is doing its job, and it will reboot as well, if I recall correctly. Yep, there it is. But the issue is that even though it does what it should be doing, and we confirmed the issue, it failed, so it tries again. It's not seen, but if I go netbird, we have it. So it's an ugly way to do things, but it's working, mostly. Now I just need to either put the file in a different folder, or maybe let me check sleep management help. I hope there is sleep number. Okay, pause a number of seconds. Okay, so we will do an even uglier thing now, and it is this. So bin shell minus c. Nope. This sleep 10. What an ugly thing, what an ugly thing. Again. And we go and try to see what happens. Let's go. Not what I wanted to do, but we can move here. What's going on? Distraction. Oh, okay. Okay, I understood. One day I will look it up. Let me try to see if I can understand this. Nope. What? Chat filter. All messages. Yeah, this is something we need to remember. And I will need to look up a couple of things, it seems. But anyways, this kind of... Oh! It seems that it worked. It's an ugly thing, but it works, so I don't complain. Yeah, come on. Wait a minute. It's looping, isn't it? Isn't it a one shot? What's going on? And yeah, it's looping, so what we can do, we're going from ugly to uglier. No, let's try to implement a slightly better thing. So if the netbird executable is available, let me move away from here because I'm getting annoyed. So if the netbird executable is present, which I expect I can see which method, method, usable method. I expect it will be the same, so if self not like this, then this. As what was it? Alt Shift. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, too used to Vim. Anyways, so if it's present, good. Otherwise, go for it. I could do it as if not present, do just that. But let's try this first. Nothing changes, but changes are done in here. Change me. Okay, such an ugly solution. But as I said before, not during the stream, I guess, and not in previous streams, likely. If it works, even if it's ugly, it's okay. But I truly hope that I will have some kind of, how to say, they will fix it on the other side, in a way. Because this is an ugly solution and I don't like it. So now it finishes and it will be rebooting. Yeah, do your thing, do your thing, do your thing, and you will reboot in a moment, I expect. You don't? Did it already finish? Nope. There we go. It takes a little bit of time. Maybe I can sleep for less. But more than that, maybe it will work this time as intended, and it will not loop into rebooting. It would seem so. And in here, now I have method. Correct. System ctl status net my resistor service loaded inactive dead ugly but effective, it will seem. And as I said, I might need another unit for the configuration that is triggered, or no, there it is, same, install and configure, because in here, instead of nothing, I can add the configuration steps. Such an ugly thing, but anyways, we will see. And the configuration steps is something that I will probably be working on off stream, maybe. I'm not certain, but I think I need to. given that I need to use a key that would add a machine into my cluster that is connected to all my machines within NetBird, but maybe not. Anyways, I'm not connected, logged in to NetBird currently. So this was it. Maybe I can try to quickly search. To quickly search for nothing because I need to write a couple of notes. So RPM OS 3 great solution to install FCOS packages. The repo was needed separately. Obvious things maybe, but it's okay. And the NetBird installation script technically seems to support the RPM OS 3, but it didn't work. Manual installation with RPM OS 3 didn't work either, as there is an issue with no, I can go directly on that. That is, wait. This file. Current workaround enable bash script that basically that removes that file and install NetBird. There is the possibility to implement this script the configuration of NetBird as well. What else? Not much. There was also an issue within the execution of the script itself. Ugly workaround was to sleep for a few seconds before trying to execute script itself. A second sleep may be enough. I will check. And that's kind of it, I want to say. I could search for this issue is closed, but something was merged. Need to rebase my current F43, installation to F42, and then back to F43. Sounds kind of sketchy. Nothing breaks that way. Another solution possible. Why can't we just disable the repo, update the system to a new version? We should fix the issue. Enable the repo again. To do, you need to do any rebase, just change GPT checking the affected repo to 0. Huh? Are you serious? I can't. So definitely. Maybe it's not needed based on the issue. So basically what's telling me is that instead of using this I can just... No, I have it at 0. Fuck that. Ah, there it is, repo GPT check. Probably it's this. If I put this to 0, I may be able to use the RPMOS3 directly. Which then means that the next step will be just a configuration. I will test it out during maybe the next stream, but again, we are moving forward. Things are moving forward in the correct direction. For the time being, that was all. I wish you all, I guess, a Merry Christmas, or to enjoy whatever holiday or celebration you will do. And see you, as always, on Tuesday, next week, as every week. Bye!